Hello and welcome. My name is Señorita Erika and I work for San Mateo County Libraries. And today's program is part of the STEAM Camp program series, which has STEAM-related video content Monday through Thursdays and Saturdays at 11 a.m. for early learners and at 1 p.m. for elementary age learners. We also have STEAM Camp-related program on our YouTube channel. We also have other video-related programming on our YouTube channel as well. To subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can go to smco.org, or you can also go to smco.org to see what sort of videos we have on our YouTube channel. Again, all that information is on smco.org. Okay, so today's program is called Rain in a Cup. And we were inspired to do this program by a book that we read recently. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can all take a look at the book that inspired today's program. So I'm going to share my screen right here. And here we can see the book, which is called The 101 Coolest Simple Science Experiments, written by Holly Homer, Rachel Miller, and Jamie Harrington, and it's published by Macmillan. Okay, so that's the title and the authors in case you would like to place a hold and do some of the other experiments that they talk about. But today's experiment is specifically called Rain in a Cup. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And before we start our experiment, I would like to talk about 3 science terms that we're going to be learning in today's experiment. And they are vapor, atmosphere, and precipitation. So I went online and looked for a simple description so that we could know what these words meant. So for vapor, it said, vapor is the gaseous state of a substance that is either liquid or solid before it reaches its critical point. It may be visible and described as fog, mist, smoke, or fumes. So that's vapor. Atmosphere is the gaseous envelope of a celestial body, such as a planet. The whole mass of air surrounding the Earth is atmosphere. That's atmosphere. Now for precipitation, precipitation is a form of water, such as rain, snow, or sleet, that condenses from the atmosphere, becomes too heavy to remain suspended, and falls to the Earth's surface. Okay, so that's vapor, that's atmosphere, and that was precipitation. Now we're going to talk a little bit about today's project experiment, which is called Rain in a Cup. So the rain that falls from the sky comes from clouds, and the water on Earth heats up, it turns to vapor, and then it travels up into the atmosphere and it forms clouds. The clouds grow, becoming heavier and heavier. And once the clouds reach a critical point, they become too heavy and the droplets fall in rain back to the Earth. So in today's experiment, we're going to be making food coloring rain fall from a shaving cream cloud. Okay? So that's the description that the book gave for today's experiment, which is called Rain in a Cup. Now let's go over the different things we're going to need for today's experiment. So we are going to need a clear cup. So I have this clear mason jar that I am going to use. You can use a clear cup if you have one at home or any container that you have as long as it is clear. Okay, so this is my container that I'm going to use, clear mason jar. We are going to need shaving cream. So I have my bottle of shaving cream here ready to go. We are going to need food coloring. So for the food coloring, you can use one color or you can use multiple colors. I'm just going to use one color today. So I'm just going to use blue food coloring. Here we go. We are also going to need cold water. So I have my pitcher here of cold water that I am going to use for the experiment today. Okay, so here we go. One more time, the things we're gonna need. Cold water. I have my pitcher of cold water here. We are going to need shaving cream. Have your shaving cream right here. Food coloring and a glass container. Okay, so first things first, we are going to get our container and we are gonna fill it 3/4 full with cold water. Now 3/4 full looks like this as a fraction, 3/4. It also equals 75%, which means that we want to fill our container 75% full with cold water. Now, if you don't know where exactly 75% is, go ahead and ask your grown-up to help you. Just ask them to tell you where 75% of the bottle would be, and then just go ahead and fill that jar or bottle up with cold water up to the 75% line, okay? So I'm gonna start filling up my jar with cold water until it's 75% full or 3/4 full. Okay, so that looks about to be 75% full to me. There you can see it's about 3/4 full. Okay, here we go. The next thing we're gonna do is we are going to spray the shaving cream on top. So we wanna cover the water completely with the shaving cream, okay? So I'm gonna shake my shaving cream. There we go. And I am gonna go ahead and, okay, I think I need to shave it just a little bit more because it's coming out more liquid than foamy. Okay, now let's try it again. There we go. And again, you just want to make sure that it's the water, the shaving cream fills the water. So if you can see here, I pretty much filled the remaining part of the jar with the shaving cream. Okay. There we go. And now what we're going to do is we are going to add drops of food coloring to the top, and we're going to watch what's going to happen. So I have my blue food coloring right here. So I'm just going to start dropping food coloring. Doesn't have to be in any order. Just go ahead and start dropping food coloring on the top of the shaving cream. I'm just going to keep dropping here. And I'm going to pause the video just so I can change the angle of the camera so that you can see the jar better. Here we go. Let's go ahead and pause it. Okay. So here we go. So you can see that I have put some blue drops of food coloring, and I'm just going to keep adding a few more. Or I was, but it looks like I'm probably out of food coloring. Yep, looks like I'm out of food coloring, or at least the blue one. I think I have, yep, I have some green food coloring. So I'm just gonna start adding some green food coloring. As you can see, it looks like it's starting to get full, the shaving cream. Oh, and there we go. It looks like the food coloring let's see if you can see that. Oh, there we see. Okay, so the food coloring is basically raining down through the shaving cream into the water. So you can see there how it's dispersing. So in this experiment, the shaving cream represents the clouds, and the water represents air, and the food coloring represents precipitation. So as the food coloring precipitation saturates the shaving cream cloud, it becomes heavy. When the cloud can no longer hold it, the food coloring rains down through the water like rain falls down through the air. The molecules in the cold water move slowly, so it takes longer for the food coloring to spread through the water. So here we go. You can see how the food coloring is sort of coming down slowly through the shaving cream into the water. And that's our experiment of rain in a cup. And it looks like it's still raining. It looks like it's gonna keep raining for a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause it and change the angle of the camera one more time. Well, okay, it looks like our rain in a cup is still raining. It looks like it's probably gonna be slowly raining for a few more minutes at least. But that's the end of our experiment. Now, before we leave, I'd like to remind you that it's summer, which means that the Summer Learning Challenge is going on. If you sign up for the Summer Learning Challenge, one of the cool things is that you'll get a chance to win a $1,000 scholarship. How amazing would that be, a $1,000 scholarship? I think that's pretty amazing. So in order to sign up, or if you have any questions, you can go to summerlearners.org. And that is the end for today's program. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you get to do your own rain in a cup at home. If you do, and if you happen to take pictures or video, we would love for you to share them with us in media. Okay, that's everything. Bye. Adios.